Malaysia could possibly see a fresh inflow of funds from the Asian Development Bank following talks between PM Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad and ADB President Takehiko Nakao. The bank said in a statement today that both parties discussed the possibility of ADB lending to help Malaysia incorporate more advanced technologies, diversify its project funding sources, and address debt sustainability. Nakao had also spoken to Mahathir about how ADB can support Malaysia in areas such as water, urban transport, and renewable energy, and how this assistance will foster inclusive growth, enhance institutional capacity, improve government efficiency, and promote climate change actions. Nakao also commended Malaysia's strong macroeconomic conditions, which include solid growth, price stability, current account surplus, and healthy level of forex reserves. Since joining ADB as founding member in 1966, Malaysia has received $2 billion in assistance from ADB for 77 investment projects, mostly during the 1980s and 1990s. The last ADB loan to Malaysia was approved in 1997 for a skills development project. The Securities Commission Malaysia has revised its guidelines on recognised markets to release a new property crowdfunding framework. SC Chairman Datuk Seri Najib Razak says this is in relation to an initiative announced in Budget 2019 to provide an alternative financing avenue for first-time Malaysian home buyers aged 21 and above. It will also give investors access to a new investment option. Under the property crowdfunding scheme, home buyers must occupy the property at all times, although he or she is allowed to rent out rooms during the tenure. The properties must be completed homes valued at not more than 500,000 ringgit at the point of primary offering. The financing limit is up to 90% of the property value. Meanwhile, the scheme's operators must register their platforms with a recognised market operator and have a minimum shareholders fund of 10 million ringgit. Of this, 5 million ringgit must be set aside and maintained in a segregated account at all times and shall be used only for ensuring and facilitating the exit certainty. Datuk Seri Najib Razak's legal team is looking at striking out 3 charges of money laundering involving 27 million ringgit of SRC international funds. Lead counsel Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi Abdullah told the KL High Court today that there is no predicate offence in the 3 charges and that they are seriously considering filing a proper application to have this set of charges dismissed. A predicate offence is a crime that is a component of a more serious crime, or in other words, the main charge. In response, the prosecution said they will address the striking out application when it is filed. In the meantime, the court has fixed the trial to run from June 2nd to 25th next year. To recap, the prosecution in Najib's SRC international case initially wanted the 3 charges to be tried together with the former PM's 7 other charges involving 42 million ringgit. However, the plan could not proceed due to procedural matter. Cutting tools maker Empty Holdings aims to raise 42.3 million ringgit from its IPO on June 12. Of this, 34 million ringgit will be used to buy new machinery. The company, which launched its prospectus today, says it will offer 116.6 million new shares at 56 cents apiece. The group's market capitalization would be 184 million ringgit. HPMT Managing Director Khoo Seng Yap admits that it is not the best time to go public, but it decided to proceed as it sees the need to expand capacity in its operations in Malaysia, Germany, and China. With the new equipment it's looking to purchase, production capacity is expected to grow by 40% by 2021. EcoFirst Consolidated is calling off its plan to acquire a 70% stake in developer GeoValley, a member of the Lone Pine Group, for 44 million ringgit cash. The deal was terminated as certain conditions were not fulfilled within the 3-month deadline and the parties were unable to mutually agree to the extension of the cut-off date. In December, EcoFirst had proposed to first subscribe for a 20% stake in GeoValley and then acquire another 3.3 million shares from GeoValley shareholders. The plan would have enlarged the group's land bank and generated positive earnings and cash flow contribution. GeoValley is developing a 1.25 billion ringgit GDV mixed residential and commercial project in Paya Terubong, Penang. It owns 7 plots of land there totaling 13.3 hectares. EcoFirst says the termination is not expected to have any material impact on its earnings or net assets for the financial year ending May 31st, 2019.